the thing is that, there's a saying in House of Cards, right? Hypocrisy paves the way to power. And I think, in a sense, sometimes politicians, they put politics before family. And I have a fundamental disagreement with that. I think.
So are you saying, Mark, and we don't have a whole lot of time left, which I'm sorry to say, but do you think he ran away from his family for political expediency? Is that what you're saying?
I believe that's the case. I think Barack is extremely sensitive right now to being identified with Kenya and also with the Obama family. And he's also got a small group of advisors, and I don't think that I think it would serve him well to reach out a little bit more.
All right, folks, that's the portion of the interview that's coming up tomorrow, the full two-part interview with Barack Obama's half-brother, Mark DeSanjo. We played it with Charlie Hurt before. We welcome in the panel, and I'll tell them why we're playing it here. Christopher Hahn, Democratic strategist, rejoins us from a couple of hours ago. And Sally Pipes, president of Pacific Research Institute. Hello to both of you.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. All right, and the reason I play this, Charles Hurt, ironically enough, wrote a column today in the Washington Times talking about Obama's famous line and favorite line that we're our brothers and our sisters' keeper. And he wrote that, we're going to hear his budget proposal in a few days, and he's going to undoubtedly bring up the same line again, yet we know that he had an aunt in this country that he wrote about in his book, living in squalor in Massachusetts, an uncle, the same, a brother in Kenya, the same, and Mark himself had met his brother, half-brother, first time in 1988, and Obama recently said that the first time he met him was at the inauguration, and he's still waiting for an explanation for that. So this was, Mark, what you just heard was Mark's explanation as to why Obama consciously tries to distance himself from his family because he's ashamed in a way of the Kenyan roots. But, the hypocrisy there, Sally, it just speaks to who this man is, I believe. Hey, you got to take care of everybody, your brother, your sister, but here's my family, and I don't take care of them. And that you could look at that from there down. Everything he says applies to everyone else, but not to him and not to the people surrounding him.
Well, right. I mean, I think it is unfortunate because I really do believe that the president thinks and believes that government can better take care of people than we can take care of ourselves. And I think that's the whole raison d'etre behind Obamacare and a number of his initiatives, taking away the empowerment from doctors and patients and putting it into the hands of government through what we have in Obamacare. And I think finally the American people are waking up to the fact that, my goodness, my premiums are going to be higher, my insurance, my deductibles will be higher, I might have lost my health insurance, I don't have access to the same doctors and the hospital networks that I had before. I mean, the website glitches are a minor part of it, but young people today are not signing up, and so only 27% of the young invincibles have signed up, and the old people like myself, are going to have to, how are we going to get we're the people that need a lot of health care, and so there won't be the young people to cover it. So
right.
This could be an implosion. So I think it is. I think it's part of Obama's main mission in life is to have the government run our lives.
And by the way, Chris, when Michelle Obama calls young people as if she's talking about 14 and 15-year-olds, but she's actually talking about 24-year-olds and up, knuckleheads. That's supposed to help. This is the same Michelle Obama who tells people to go shake people that shake them, get in their face, shout at them, make them go vote. Does that seem like a sellable tactic? You're going to get them to go sign up for Obamacare by calling them knuckleheads?
She said it with tongue firmly planted in cheek.
Really? Which cheek was it in? Because I didn't notice.
Having taught at a college very recently, they are. A lot of them are knuckleheads. So I think they got to get their act together in a lot of ways. But look, I think this whole thing about Obama and his family, this is coming from the guy who's Obama's third cousin who's running for Senate.
No, excuse me. They share the same father. He's his stepbrother. He's not his third cousin. This is not the candidate. This is his stepbrother who share the same father.
I think that we probably shouldn't be spending our time getting involved in people's family.
Really? Really?
Yeah,
you think
that? That's something that we should be doing. I mean, everybody's got one. And everybody's got that brother or that cousin or that in-law that they don't want to talk about or talk to. Why should the president be different than it just proves he's just like everyone else?
Really, only the problem is it's an aunt, it's an uncle, it's a stepbrother and half brother in Kenya, it's a half brother who's now in China, who was in New York, who he doesn't even remember meeting in 1988, who he doesn't help out financially, while he preaches to the rest of us that you got to help out everybody. Which, by the way, Sally, America, of course, is the most generous nation in the world, but to listen to Barack Obama speak, not only does he not care about to believe in American exceptionalism, he'd have you think we're the most selfish nation in the world.
Well, I mean, and that is completely, wrong. Lord Bauer, who passed away several years ago, had done some work on, foreign aid to these countries. America is a big supporter of foreign aid to these countries, and a lot of these countries that we're giving money to comes back and, initiates things that are anti-American. And so whether it's, foreign policy, it's war, it's all of these things. And I think it's time that we in America, kept our money at home, because all of us who are working are facing, increased tax burdens. And it's going to destroy the work ethic. I mean, when you look at the CBO report that came out that said 2.5 million Americans will probably quit their jobs or not accept a position, a new
right, because they're getting handed subsidies for Obamacare, which is insane.
And then the president came out, Steve, and said, well, people should have the choice of whether they want to work or not. Well, I think that is going to be the destruction of this country. It's the young people that move up. It's the entrepreneurs who create jobs in this country. And if we try to take that whole incentive away from young people, what is the future?
Right. I mean, even welfare in this country, you don't get it unless, or unemployment, you don't get it unless you can prove you're actively looking for work. But let me play a soundbite for both of you. This is Harry Reid today on the floor of the Senate, spitting in the face of every cancer victim who's losing their oncologist, every child who can't get into the hospital they were in, every patient who doesn't know what to do because the doctor is not there anymore, their hospital isn't in the network, they have to drive 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 miles away. Harry Reid says, don't worry, none of that is true. Give a listen.
We heard about the evils of Obamacare, about the lives it's ruining, and Republican stump speeches and ads paid for by oil magnates, the Koch brothers. But in those tales, turned out to be just that, tales. Stories made up from whole cloth, lies.
Boy, this guy has some set, let me tell you. You want to defend him there?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I believe in show me the money. Every time we look deeper into one of these situations of these so-called, victims of Obamacare, we've scratched the surface and found out that they were not victims of Obamacare.
Really? Where have you found that, my friend? Where have you found
with now, actually, and many of them, by the way, try to get them back on after people reach out to them and show them how to actually use the system. And they're actually in a better place.
Right. So you're saying the cancer victims who are coming forward, they're full of it, right?
No, I don't. Look. I think that they're hitting a rough patch, but it's not because of.
Oh, a rough patch for the cancer victims. Oh, that's so nice of you to acknowledge.
Once we put them into the system, though, they're doing better than they were before.
Absolutely, because Sally, they were so stupid. They thought they had good coverage before, but it was a subpar plan that really didn't cover them. They're just too stupid to know it. The youngsters are knuckleheads. The cancer patients, they're stupid. But thank God for Barack Obama and government, right, Sally?
Well, no, I know. I mean, the thing is, back in August, Harry Reid made that incredible statement on public radio when he was asked, do you think that, the American healthcare system should not be, the insurance company should not be part of that? And he said, yes, absolutely yes. Harry Reid wants the government to have a Canadian-style Medicare for all system where there's no private health care at all. I think the stories are real. I do a lot of talk radio around the country. Mothers, patients, call into these shows, and they're devastated. They had no idea that they wouldn't have access to the doctor that's been treating their child for leukemia. These stories are real, and, young people, are not signing up. Only half of the people that were the young people between 18 and 34
here's
have signed
my
up.
challenge to you both. Find one of these stories, somebody who may have not been shown how to navigate the system properly, and then, do the story on them, and then 3 weeks later, after they've learned how to navigate the system, they'll come back on.
You go advise your Democratic candidates to spread that message. That's going to get them very fast. As a matter of fact, please do that. I encourage you to do that.
It's winning in Kentucky, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mitch McConnell.
Oh, yeah. You're winning in Kentucky. All right. Hey.
He's going to be. You better watch out. He's going to be competing for you. He's going to be a talk radio host. I hope he stays in the Senate so you keep a job. I don't want to have to get you on Obamacare tomorrow.
All right. Christopher Hahn, Democratic strategist, and Sally Pipes from the Pacific Research Institute. Thank you to both of you, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, folks.
Thank you for having us.
My pleasure. All right, folks. So we always have a spirited conversation with the panel, but we always part as friends. Both of them will be back eventually. Now, we're going to come back, and I just want to let you hear Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio spoke on the floor of the Senate yesterday. You need to hear some of this. They're calling it his finest moment ever in his political career. We'll let you hear some of it on the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax Television.
The Steve